What was on the first fleet? Imagine 11 ships crossing the world's vast oceans, loaded with everything needed to start a new colony in a land few had seen. What could they have packed on board to survive such a daunting journey and build an entire society from scratch? Stay with us, because by the end, you'll know exactly what was loaded onto those historic ships as they set sail for Australia. It was 1787, and Britain was at a breaking point. Overcrowded prisons and rising crime had pushed the government to the edge. Their solution? A bold, unprecedented plan to send a fleet of ships carrying convicts, soldiers, and supplies halfway across the globe to establish a penal colony in Australia. This mission required not only people, but also every imaginable item to survive and thrive in an unknown land. Picture the scene at Portsmouth Harbor. 11 ships, packed with over 1,000 people, convicts, officers, soldiers, sailors, and a handful of civilians. These weren't just ordinary passengers. Each person had a role, a reason to be there, and they each carried with them the essentials they would need to start over in a new place. But people weren't the only thing aboard. The cargo was crucial. It was everything they would need for survival and the foundations of a new society. The fleet carried food for the long journey, barrels of salted meat, dried peas, flour, and rice, enough to sustain everyone for months at sea. But food for the journey wasn't enough. They needed seeds to grow crops and animals to breed. They brought pigs, goats, chickens, and even a few cattle. These animals would be the start of their farming efforts, essential for survival once they reached Australia. Beyond food, the ships were loaded with tools and supplies to build a settlement. Axes, shovels, nails, hammers, and saws, everything needed to clear land, construct shelters, and establish a functioning colony. But they couldn't just build. They also needed medical supplies to treat illnesses and injuries that were bound to happen. The fleet's doctor had packed essential medicines and bandages, knowing the rough conditions they'd face. There were personal belongings, too. Some convicts managed to bring small items with them, a few cherished possessions, perhaps a piece of clothing or a trinket, something to remind them of the lives they had left behind. For the officers, there were books, maps, and documents detailing the plans for the new colony. They carried Britain's laws, ready to enforce order in this unfamiliar land. The journey was rough. After 8 long months at sea, they finally reached the coast of New South Wales. But what exactly was on those ships? Over 1,000 people, livestock, seeds, tools, and supplies for survival. This was the first fleet, the foundation for Australia's first European settlement.